Hi, this is Cathy for TransByDef, and this week we have a very interesting topic. The topic for the week is what actions will make it easier to go full-time. I have thought a great deal about this topic and how I might approach it. The first thing that I would point out to anyone who is getting ready to transition and getting ready to go full-time is that you stop and make sure that you have a plan that involves everything from the very beginning to the time that you go full-time. You do not want to jump into something before you have prepared and studied for what you're doing. With that said, I am probably the ultimate example in not taking my own advice. I, at an early age, realized that I enjoyed being a woman and enjoyed dressing as a woman, but I did not know anything about being transgender and about the ability to change. I was in a very sheltered, very conservative environment. So I went through and I started out by accumulating clothes and dressing at home, and every time I dressed at home I felt good. I would suggest that if you are looking at going full-time, you first start out and dress in the privacy of your own home, and then also accumulate the clothes that make you look good while you're dressing. One of the biggest pitfalls of someone who is going full-time too rapidly is that they go online and buy a number of cheap clothes from some of these retailers that provide catalogs online or in the mail, and buy clothes that do not fit them. When they arrive, they don't fit, they don't look good, and that leads to a lot of frustration when you're trying to look like a woman and act like a woman, but yet your clothes are cheap and they do not fit well. The next thing is that you need to take time to explore by yourself, do I enjoy dressing as a woman? Do I enjoy being a woman? For all of my early years, when I would dress at home and remain at home, every time I got dressed as a woman, I felt so good. I just knew that I should be a woman, but I didn't know how to approach it. The next and one of the most critical situations is when you have reached the wardrobe that you like to go out in and be in, to take that first step out into the real world. Before you're going to go full-time, you need to go and go out on a number of occasions and see how you fit and how you feel as a young woman out in society. I know the very first time I went out to a fast food establishment and had a burger, and then went to Walmart shopping. It was a terrifying experience, but yet I enjoyed every minute that I was out there as a woman, out there shopping and looking and acting like a woman. I know that I did not pass, but I found out very quickly that no one seemed to know and no one seemed to care. The next phase is really to go and look and go out a number of times to a number of different places and look at a number of different possibilities for going places, and seeing if you enjoy going as a woman, or if you enjoy going as a man, if that's your current, if that's your birth gender, or if you're a woman and you don't enjoy going out being a man, then you need to reconsider what you're doing. The next thing is to go and find a therapist. Once you've decided for yourself that you enjoy the idea of being a woman, you need to find a gender therapist and meet with her and let her help you explore your way through the transition process. She can ask you a lot of questions and lead you so that you're not making a lot of pitfalls, and know that you're psychologically doing the right thing. I am indeed very grateful to my gender therapist because I went to her and I said, I really don't know if I'm a cross-dresser or if I'm a woman, but I sure feel good when I'm dressed as a woman, and I feel as though that is just right for me. I said, I would really like to be a woman, and is that possible? And she sat down and we talked on a number of occasions over a period of time, and finally we got to the point where she looked at me and she said, I believe you're ready for hormone therapy. And I said, I know that I'm ready for hormone therapy. So she sent me to the doctor, and the doctor did some blood tests and gave me the hormones and started me on hormone therapy. As you proceed toward full-time, it is very important that you get a good therapist and go through that process of exploring. After you have hormones, the therapist is equally important because as your brain and your body adjust to becoming a woman because of the female hormones or become a man because of the testosterone, you need to be able to have someone who can talk with you so that you don't get frustrated, you don't get depressed, you react properly, you think and are ready for the situations that you're going into. The next thing, after you've had your hormone therapy, I would start and have facial hair, your facial hair removed, or the hair that you do not want on your body removed. And that requires laser for a period of time if you have dark hair, which will get rid of all of the dark hair, and then a follow-up period of time with electrolysis to get rid of the lighter hair. Laser does not work on dark hair, on light hair at all. So once you've got rid of most of your dark hair, then it's time to shift over to a electrolysis person and finish the process there. If you have a beard, you will not pass in public. People will read you as a man every time if you have a 5 o'clock shadow. So you have got to get rid of that 5 o'clock shadow. As your body develops, you will feel that you need better breasts. There are several options that go with that as you prepare to go full-time. One, you can go with, as I did, the breast form store, and you can have a varying sizes which fit the clothing that you need at that point in time. I thought that that was much better than going with having breast implants of either silicone or saline. I just felt that that was a better way of going. As the hormones kicked in and my normal breasts developed, they have reached now a 40C, and I'm very happy with that. They are about the same size as my mother's, and I'm very pleased with the development that I have. So the hormone therapy has removed the need for the breast forms, and I don't see any need to enlarge them with silicone. If I did, I would just go back to the breast form store and buy the appropriate breast form to fill the size and need that I had at that particular time. But I haven't worn breast forms in a very long time, since about 6 months on hormones. The next thing, which is, I think, one of the biggest problems that you're faced with in transition, is changing your name and birth gender. Changing your name is the first step. You need to go to the courthouse, get the appropriate paperwork, fill it out, file with the judge, go through the steps that are outlined there. In the state which I live, you have to list it in the paper. You go back to the judge, he'll make a decree and change your name. You then need to take that to DMV and to your banks, to your credit card company, to your stockbroker, to your mutual funds, to the county, and change your name on your deed. And there are probably a number of other places I haven't thought about. The other situation which I'm in is changing your gender marker on your driver's license and on your passport. I was born in the state of Utah, and in order to have that changed on my birth certificate, I have to have had SRS. If I'd born in a number of other states, you don't have to have that. That situation has stopped me from being able to change my gender marker on my driver's license and on my passport, so it still reads male. I am trying to find a way to go around that, but as of this point, I have not. And that is a point of concern to me. It's not that big of concern because my ID in Texas shows me as a woman, and the official papers that I have show me as a woman, a picture as a woman, and nobody has ever questioned the gender marker on the bottom of the page. I hope someday that I can get that taken care of. One suggestion that was made to me after I had spent hours and hours and hours on this paperwork, they said for $3,000 you could hire an attorney and he would take care of that situation for me. I believe after all the grief that I had over that particular item, I would pay the attorney the $3,000 and have him do it without having problems for me. The next major change, or next major situation to consider is what kind of surgeries are you going to have and when are you going to have them? Are you going to have breast augment surgery? Are you going to have SRS? Are you going to have facial feminization surgery? I would probably wait until you've already were full out before I spent the money for SRS and for facial feminization surgery and for breast implants, because once you start with the surgeries, you may not go back, and you need to make sure that you can handle being out before you make those final confirmation surgeries that are there. In my case, I do not intend to have breast augmentation. I do not intend to have any major facial feminine surgery. I had to have an eye lift because it was affecting my vision, and I do not intend to have SRS. So I don't intend to go that route, and that's all right too. Well, I hope that my comments for this week have been helpful to you, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Have a good week. Bye.